Well, hi, my name is Rahma Arif. I'm a senior majoring in healthcare studies. So I pretty much grew up in the Dallas area. I hopped around the Midwest before. My parents are originally from Pakistan. I have 2 siblings, so kind of fun.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school here in Garland.
In Garland? Which high school?
It's called Brighter Horizons Academy. It's a private school. Yeah, okay. It was really fun. It's like a K through 12. I only got to go from 8th grade until I graduated, but it was a really fun experience. Like my graduating class was maybe like 60 students, so everyone pretty much knew everyone. First introduction to UTD was actually when I was in middle school. I attended a summer program called Comet Chemistry Camp, and at the time it was a group of undergraduate students that were teaching girls from middle school and high school just like chemistry concepts, like lab basics, and just like fun experiments. So that was my first time being on a college campus. That was like my first introduction. So when I was thinking about different schools, that kind of kept popping up, that idea of outreach that was kind of ingrained in different programs, as well as the conversations I had with those, what I would think were like really old, big kids at the time. And they were just like, yeah, like we love the university, this is what we do. So that was like my first introduction. And then one really big thing that played a part in me choosing UT Dallas was I was very blessed and lucky to get a scholarship from the Terry Foundation. So they give out full ride scholarships to students across different universities in Texas, and I was offered one here. And that program just offers a lot in its entirety. It's like a cohort feel. So my grade was 12 students, and we're all about to graduate, and the latest cohort we just got was 25. And I think the cohort aspect was really interesting because my freshman year I lived with an engineering major and a business major, and chances were that if we had not been roommates we would never cross paths on campus. And the scholarship also just puts a lot of emphasis on service, so that's kind of been ingrained in throughout everything that we do. We have like service projects and leadership opportunities. So those were kind of 2 main things that really pushed me towards coming to UTD. So I think healthcare studies is very unique in terms of when I was starting my undergrad, I didn't know if I could commit to just one field of study. So I really like the interdisciplinary school, how it ties in a lot of these aspects. And I feel like health is just so ingrained in everything that we do. Like it's not only just having a place to get care, it's like the lifestyles people live and the public services that we have available to us. And when I was looking at different universities, we were one of the only ones that actually had healthcare studies. A lot of the other schools have things more about health sciences, but nothing really that teaches you about the healthcare system that we have today. And I think those applications were really important for me to learn about. And a lot of our first experiences in healthcare is being a patient or having a family member who's a patient. So I think learning about how these systems were structured was really interesting to me. It also stood out. A lot of the courses that were offered were interesting as well, how they took in, I was able to take like an intro to healthcare management course my freshman year, health economics, even a lot of sociology and policy classes. So those were really helpful in just seeing that I was able to build my degree based on my various interests that were all kind of culminating this idea of what is health, how is our healthcare system run. And I feel like it's the human aspect of these like healthcare systems, because when people think about healthcare, either you think of like a really money hungry business that doesn't really treat people properly, and this major really put that human aspect of how is it from a provider, a patient's perspective, even people who make these policies. So I, like you were saying, it's important to learn these like different nuanced aspects of it, especially if you want to go into the field. I am just like in that space of trying to graduate and then find my space in the world.
Okay.
After graduation, I really do just want to continue working in community health and work on these initiatives that are very dedicated to increasing the well-being and health of like our diverse population in Dallas community. So more community-based work, more like outreach and advocacy. Nonprofit spaces, I think that's where a lot of the opportunities lie, even in working in like initiatives from the Dallas County. A lot of government offices like offer different sorts of grants that you can go in the community, kind of figure out their needs and how to best help them, whether that's maybe implementing different nutritional programs or whether that's increasing access to healthcare services. So very much community-based, because it's very easy to enact change on a large scale, but if you don't know the people you're working with, it becomes really hard to kind of taper that down and make it personal to them. I hopefully will be applying to different programs, but for now, just kind of looking at what spaces I can kind of just contribute to and work in. One thing I was really excited about was our EMT course that's offered on campus, and how I was able to fold that into my healthcare studies degree plan and gain credit from that. And it's like an accelerated course offered in one semester, so you're kind of doing that on top of your workload, and it's just very practical if you just want to learn like a few life-saving skills, gain a certification, or if you want that direct like patient experience. So that was like really fun, and I didn't think a lot of universities offered it. The closest other options outside of UTD would have had been going to community colleges and taking those courses over the summer. So it was really good how it just like overlapped with that. So I really like these diverse experiences I was able to get and kind of fold into my education. Another one was doing the Archer Fellowship. So I did that for a semester, and I was able to like earn credit, put it towards my degree. So I think it was very unique in terms of a lot of the educational opportunities that in hindsight didn't really seem like I was studying. It felt like I was really like learning in these cities. Or when I was in DC, I was also surrounded by a cohort of students from all the UT schools. So I was able to kind of make these relationships and create like friendships of people I like now text every single day. So I think it was really instrumental in like these different opportunities that UTD provides can really build up your 4 years in undergrad and just become things that I'm definitely going to be talking about forever. I'm not like one of those student volunteers, but I did do the course on campus. And it was like really fun. We were running around doing our like triaging drills. We even had like one of the fire departments, they came down because they also kind of had to do their recertification and run these drills. So it was just really interesting to see that these were things that are like very life-saving, very applicable, and we're kind of just doing this in the middle of our college campus, you know, in the comfort of that. So I did not join UEMR afterwards because I went to Archer. And it was just like that big of a gap, so I was like, maybe not. Yeah. Like very unique. I think it offers a lot of opportunities. One thing I love is how in all our classes we're seen as professionals, and we're seen as people who can make changes. So we're taught as such. We're not really taught basics because we're expected to kind of know them. We're expected to come in with that kind of maturity and understanding and responsibility that if you want to enter healthcare, this is what you have to come in with. A lot of the classes like the US healthcare system classes, public health, issues in patient education provide a lot of different perspectives. A lot of our professors, they're so passionate about what they teach. One of my favorites was Professor Don Taylor. He was part of the US healthcare studies class, and he was kind of giving his real life experiences with his experience in healthcare, his family members' experience in healthcare, and how he was able to provide healthcare even when he was serving in the Air Force. So it was really interesting hearing those different perspectives, and I think it just teaches you to look at these different viewpoints in a lot of areas of life, including healthcare. These courses were very challenging in terms of they made you kind of question what you knew about healthcare because you're learning a whole different side of it. You're seeing how it's run, you're seeing what professionals have to go through when they're practicing. So I think it provides honestly a lot of information you need, and it really professionally prepares a lot of students for careers in health, whether that's health policy or if you're more on the clinical side. It really does give you a good opportunity and experiences in learning what healthcare is really like.
So, tell me your advice for incoming students.
My advice for incoming students would be is that you only have 4 years and they go by very, very quickly. I did not expect to be graduating this fast or kind of reflecting on my experience this soon. So really make the most of it. Take in different and diverse opportunities, even if you feel like they may not fit or you don't really know how you're going to take them. A lot of my experiences from studying abroad to taking like an EMT course on campus, they were just kind of grabbing different opportunities. And when you have that experience, definitely take that. UTD is a campus where we have a lot of really great resources and support staff within the interdisciplinary studies department. We have so many faculty members that are willing to help you reach your goals, no matter what they may be. And healthcare studies as a degree plan is so diverse and so broad in terms of if you have a goal of wanting to go into health policy versus more on the clinical side, you have that opportunity. It's just really about, if you need help, ask for help. And if you want to create an opportunity for yourself that you don't really see on campus, go ahead and do that, because our campus is really just dedicated towards making sure students have that space where they can reach their goals and fulfill